Hi, I'm Chen, host from Team GeoHealth, and this is our presentation for solution to problem statement 30, that is tool for monitoring ground personnel. Us GeoHeads have picked this topic to help our well-trusted and respected police forces to work more effectively and efficiently to maintain and manage common masses during large public gatherings. So now moving on to our context. To ensure better understanding, we have divided the project into multiple subsections. Problem statement and understanding the idea of Bandobast system, the objective we are trying to achieve from the solution, system overview, where we'll understand the way the system will work. Technology stack is where we'll understand the tools behind the project. In flow diagram, we shall look into the project flow of the algorithm, use cases and dependencies, and finally our team. Now let us understand the objective behind the project. So as discussed earlier, our problem statement in police have to do a lot of bandobast by creating subsectors to control and manage the crowd. The police officers in each subsectors have to have certain roles to play inside the assigned areas. So it is very important to track them and understand where they are by the admin. So we build a platform to remotely track police officers and deploy the bandobast duty using NFC to ensure that to ensure that they stay in the where they are posted. So now moving on to our objective. The objective behind our project is to ensure management between ground personnel who have been deployed. A major problem faced by a law enforcement officer is human asset tracking. To meet the objective, we shall deploy personnel using NFC tags in bandobast duty and ensure the NFC tags are scanned between a certain interval of time on the event day. For this purpose, the supervisor will be assigned an NFC scanner device, which will be a GPS tracked. Every time an NFC tag is scanned, the scanner will send the data and the admin will be notified. So now moving on to our system overview. The website is developed for admin use only, where after a successful login, he or she can add the ground personnel and track the scanner on the event day. Ground personnel will be provided with a distinct strap tags. The NFC tags will be stored in a handband, which is in a such a way that it can be taken out only by cutting the strap. Designated scanners are provided for the NFC straps to be scanned. Once they are scanned, the admin will be updated with the information by a pop-up display in the map and the name tag of the user. Now for our use cases, the NFC scanners set by the admin to be scanned by the individual ground personnel are fixed interval of time throughout the day of the duty hour. Multiple scanners will be deployed, dividing the area into several subsectors of the NFC tags, which will be attached by a wearable wristband. Once the tag is scanned, the cloud database will be updated with the ground personnel data and NFC tag ID. The information from the database will be extracted and visualized digitally by a pop-up message based on query made from the proposed web app. If an individual police officer misses a consecutive time period, then he will be considered as absence of worker within the duty place. If tampering of the wristband without immediate notification to the admin, then it will be considered as absence to ground person. Performance of the police officer during bandobast duty can be evaluated from the report file generated from the proposed application. For our dependencies, we need to know the prominent geolocation of the bandobast duty area where the NFC scanners will be placed. The size of the duty area, the volume on the on-road crowd, and the road network connectivity needs to be known prior to the actual deployment. The time interval for the scanning can be made flexible and buffer time should be there to avoid hazard of gathering multiple personnels. If more than one scanning is done at exactly same time, then the race around condition needs to be resolved. Now moving on to our next technology stack. NFC stacks when scanned will be transferred to one time location and the NFC tag ID linked to it. It could use any one of the communication module, Wi-Fi or GSM. Then the stored information will be updated in a database, which will be showed by a pop-up in the desktop application. We have used Python, Flask as a backend program and JSMap as a map app. Now our app can also be used in various business platforms. Online transport companies can use the system. Sometimes driver tries to cut their involvement in a ride, so they cancel the booking and take the full payment from the person. With this technology, they can track the track the car driver at a very low cost and decrease these type of actions. Also, it can be used in any kind of social events which require to be supervised by volunteers and to track. It can also be used by retailers and wholesalers to allow buyers to get information of the product. Also, asset tracking of cargo can be implemented.
Hi, I am Shattak Mukhopadhyay, a member of Team GeoHead, and this is our project where we will be tracking ground personnel and monitoring them their movements based on their sub areas which has been assigned to them. We will be doing so with the help of NFC tags. Now let us start with the project. Now we have divided the entire project into basically two parts, which is the first part, which we all know when we are creating a website, which is the front end of the part, which is basically the UI and the UX of the entire way of interaction between the consumers and the host between the website, and then the main functioning of the website. This is a very preliminary level of the website. We have fundamentally created a backbone of the entire system which we want to create in the future. Now let us start tracking. Here we have created something which we have termed as a main page of the entire website, which is the backbone actually what we have been doing. We can see that the entire page has been divided into two sections, mainly in the ratio of 80:20, with the 80 part being on the right side and the 20 in the left side. The 80 part will be the map which will be displaying, and the map we will be having many different functions in the map, like we will be showing some subsectors and some zones. We will be zooming out the map to ensure that there is higher accuracy. And now the second half of this page, which we can see on the left side, is where we have seen some kind of drop down menu which we have named as track. From here, the track, when we click on it, we can see that there are a number of sections which have been termed as scanner number 1, scanner number 2, scanner number 3. Now with the first two scanners, we have implemented some subsections. These subsections have some of the name of personnel which we have named as personnel 1, personnel 2, personnel 3. Now, as we have seen from each of the drop-down menu from the scanner 1 and scanner 2, which we have created to create as subsections, the personnel number 1 and 2, which is actually what we'll be planning to do, is create some unique NFC tags for them, so that when they will be scanning the NFC tags, each time they will be scanning it, there will be a certain kind of display which will be actually helping the admin to understand if those personnels are inside their duty, inside their bandobast which they have been allotted to beforehand, and which we will be ensuring that by creating a time interval for them to scan each time. Now here, this page is actually in the very preliminary stage, and we have many more things to do. But for now, this is it for this website. Thank you.